Hey guys, I just want to do a quick video on callouts and how they can be used either with the out of the box settings um, and one of the features that Revit has to actually reference other views, but also a way that's somewhat different from what Revit intended to be, and yet still keep your callouts live and do reference elevations, risers, whatever you want to do. So here's what I do is I'm going to go to my View tab, go to Callout, and by default, the callout, when I start to draw the bubble, it will, if I right click on that, what it does is it just references this enlarged plan of that view. Now let's say I wanted to reference something else, not just an enlarged plan. You can actually, out of the box, Revit has this feature to reference another view. And I already have a detail created. It's in a drafting view of a water softener. And let's say I was going to put a water softener in this janitor's closet, which I'm not, but let's just say that I am. And now if I right click on that and go to the view, you see that it references that water softener detail. I'm going to leave that there. And in fact, I'm going to leave that there. And then I'm going to show you a different way to use callouts. Now, I know that this area is going to get pretty complicated or somewhat complicated plumbing wise, so I want to actually call out a 3D view. But if I go to reference other views, you notice I don't have any 3D views here available. I should at least have the default 3D view available, but I don't. So how would I reference a 3D view and keep the call out to it live on my sheet? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Call out. I'm not going to reference any other views. Right. All right. And there is my call out bubble. So what it's referencing is an enlarged plan. Again, if I right click, go to view, that's what I see. But that's not what I want to show. All right. Let me go to the view. I found going to the view is actually an easier way to, because it'll highlight the one that you're in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this to what I want it to be. I want it to be a 3D view or a riser diagram, sanitary riser diagram of that area that I just called out. So I'm going to give this the name of the diagram that will be on my sheet. So it'll be my riser diagram, sanitary waste and vent. Close that. And now I need a 3D view to reference. And this gravity piping plan should be a good start. It is already in Southwest isometric. I've started putting in some um, annotation. In fact, I kind of stepped ahead a little bit for this little screencast and created one. It was a duplicate of that I called Restrooms 3D Callout Test. You might want to, if you have other people working on your project, um, give something at the end of this, like do not delete, just to let people know that that needs to stay there. It's actually part of your documentation set. Um, so that's the view that I actually want to reference. I know that this isn't a complete system or anything, but this is just for demonstration. Now I'm going to go back to the sheet that I actually wanted to show that on. So how do I show, how do I do a live call out to the diagram itself and not the floor plan? So I go back to the call out. That's not the area I want. In fact, I'm going to delete that. This is one I did earlier. Um, right, I'm sorry, I renamed it already. This one's called riser diagram. It should be under, here we go, riser diagram, sanitary waste and vent. So if I pull this onto the sheet, the problem is that you see the plan and you don't want to see that. You want to see the 3D view, right? So um, I'll activate that view and actually go and turn off the crop region so that you can't see it. And then there's another setting up here at the top the very top of your properties browser for that, called Display Model. I'm going to set that to Do Not Display and hit Apply. And suddenly it's gone. Well, not suddenly. We know how it happened. Deactivate the view so I can affect location of that. And now go back to my project browser and find the actual diagram, that 3D callout, do not delete. And I'll pull that onto the sheet and just place it over that little title. And I have a viewport called no title that makes that disappear. So now you've got this is detail 2, riser diagram, sanitary waste and vent. You see the 3D of that area. You've got a call out to it, and the reference is the same. And you can see that if I were to actually, I actually have to. This is something I found useful, is that if you want to make sure that you're not actually selecting the riser diagram itself. So let me move that out of the way. I want to select the view that's hidden to change the title or change the number of the detail number on the sheet or whatever. So I found it useful to pull these actually off to the side and then just select the title and pull it back and then move my riser diagram back over it. And there you go. Now if I want to actually change this number, if I actually wanted that to be number 3 and not 2, I can select that view out here, go to my properties panel, change that detail number to 3. That's actually in use. Let me change it to 99. I know that's not in use. So now you can see that this is referencing 99, or it is 99, and the callout bubble itself is referencing 99. So no one else would know unless they were clicking out here to find it. Anyway, I hope that was useful, and you can use this in a lot of ways to reference elevations, 3D views, you name it. It's just be creative with it, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think.